Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. What is going on, people? I know it's been a minute. It's been longer than a minute, actually. And I appreciate all the emails I received. It's had some pretty interesting ones. Wondering where I've been, that I haven't had a podcast out, and that like I said, there were some interesting ones. They range from people thinking I got lost in the jungle at the Royal Hawaiian Golf Course looking for a lost ball, to my buddies Troy and Shep taking me out on the ocean to go fishing and then dumping me over as shark bait so that I could no longer beat them at golf. But I assure you I'm fine. I just had some personal issues I had to attend to. And, you know, there's not enough hours in the day to do everything. So, but I'm back. I'm back, and I hope everybody has been good. I hope everybody's been safe. I know most of the country is pretty much opened up as far as no mask or anything like that. And Hawaii is the only place that still has that restriction in place. However, I'm under the assumption that they are going to be ending it like around the end of this month. So we'll see what happens. But anyhow, I hope everybody's been fine. Everybody's been safe. Things are starting to get back to normal. And I hope everybody has been working on their game, either practicing or playing. I've had some issues dealing with injuries, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's talk about the FIA. Obviously, it's been about 4 or 5 weeks now, and nothing has changed. Still, Joe P still holds the belt. Nobody can get it from him. And it's funny too, because I told him we played Tuesday night, and I told him, I said, I want to use this score as my Sunday round for the belt. I shot 69. But he obviously couldn't let me have any glory. He had to outdo me and shot 67. So anyhow, he still retains the belt. Nobody can get it from him. Hopefully somebody can, like I said, even when I have a good round, he still outplays me. So the guy's good. VGA tournaments. They played a tournament at Makaha Valley golf course, and I played in that one. Played all right. The greens, man, the greens are just so bad there. They're mostly clover. They're not even green. There's a few greens that are still in good condition, and they're they're not weeded over or anything like that. But there's a lot of clover in the majority of the game of the greens, and I just couldn't putt at all. So I didn't play all that great. Then they played after Makaha. We played Mamala Bay on Hickam Air Force Base. I didn't play in that tournament. I had some other stuff going on, and I guess they had late tee time. So I guess a couple of them played in the dark. Like they didn't get to finish, or they had to play the final holes in the dark. So that wasn't very fun. The next tournaments that are up for the VGA are going to be the 2-day event in Maui on the March 24th and 25th. And like I've said in the past before, if you are a veteran or you have a family member that's a veteran, you are eligible to join the VGA Tour and play in these tournaments. They take vets, retirees, active duty, and family members of veterans are able to play in these tournaments. So if you'd like to join the VGA, you can go to VGA I believe it's .org, and you can join up there. Hawaii State Golf Association tournaments. We had the 4-ball tournament, the first tournament of the year, of Joe P and I teamed up as a team like we did last year. And again, this year we missed the cut by 1. And like I said, I've been dealing with these injuries. I had I was throwing softball with John, because he's playing softball now. And so we were in the parking lot and just throwing ball. And I was showing him how I used to turn double plays when I played short. I would catch the ball on the outside of my glove instead of catching it in the glove and then having to transfer it to my other hand and then throwing. And it saves a little time. You just hold your glove up, let the ball hit the outside of the glove, then grab it and throw it. So I was showing him how I did that, how I used to do that when we played. And I did it the first time, no problem. And then I went to do it again, and I got my finger stuck in front of the ball before the ball got there. And the ball hit me right on the tip of my ring finger on my right hand. And I thought I broke it. It was pretty painful. So it's bruised, and it's all bruised up and sore and swollen. And so, I did that right before the tournament. So it was really hard swinging, trying to get through the ball and making my rotations with my hands through the ball, because putting pressure on that finger really hurt. Then I was loading a buffer up in the back of Troy's truck, and I thought I had it up on the tailgate. And when I went to set it down, it wasn't, and it slipped down, and it pinched my, didn't pinch it. It actually cut it pretty deep. I probably should have went and got stitches, but I didn't. I just put some liquid Band-Aid and a butterfly on it on my right index finger. And that happens to be the finger that you hold on a golf club with, and then I have an overlapping grip and not an interlocking grip. So that finger, my right hand, the fingers on my right hand sit on that finger, and it's pretty painful. So I had an issue getting through the ball, and I couldn't hit a green, but I made putts, but they were all par putts. I had one birdie. Obviously it's a 1-day cut at Ted Macalena Golf Course, the 4-ball tourney. And I made one birdie, and Joe had several looks at birdies. He made 3, and he missed the other ones, but we missed the cut by 1 stroke. And that is the same situation we were in last year, with the exception I didn't have those injuries. We needed one more birdie, and we couldn't get it done. But, and a funny story about that, last year on the 17th hole, we needed one more birdie. We had 17 and 18 to play. 17 is a par 3, and we're getting ready to tee off, and I grabbed what I thought was my pitching wedge, because it was only like 135 yards. And I went up and hit the ball. And when I hit the ball, it went flying way over the green into like 18 fairway. And I looked at the club, and it was a 6-iron. I thought I grabbed my pitching wedge. And then I was like, Joe was like, well, I looked down and I saw your club, and it looked really thin. I thought that can't be a wedge. And I said, well, why didn't you stop me before I hit? And he goes, well, you had started to swing. I said, I don't care. I would have stopped. What you should just said, you should have stopped me. So I hit it in the 18 fairway. So I had probably 60, 70 yards back. I had to shoot it with my rangefinder to see how far I was. And anyhow, we didn't make birdie, and we missed the cut by 1 last year also. So the 2 guys we played with, though, really impressed with both of them, but especially with the 17-year-old kid, Dane Watanabe. He's really, really good. And his partner, Joshua Hayashida, he was also really good. These guys were they were probably out driving Joe and I by about 50, 60 yards. It was crazy. They were really good. The first round, I know Dane shot 64 himself the first day, and then he shot 65 the second day. They finished this tournament second behind the winners, who were Matt Maul and Casey Watabu. So congrats to Matt and Casey for winning the tournament. And I guess me and Joe will try again next year, maybe. If we're going to be partners, we'll see. But it was a good tournament. We had fun. It's always a good time. The last tournament that we just had this past weekend for the Hawaii State Golf Association tournaments was the Hawaii State Am tournament. And that occurred at Leilehua Golf Course. Leilehua, I love when it comes to this tournament and the Army Invitational tournament, they always have the greens in great shape and they're really quick. And I love putting on fast greens. And I mean, it's kind of a disadvantage when you're putting regularly. You know, we're playing Wanalua Tuesday through Friday nights after work, and the greens there aren't really fast. They're not slow, but they're not fast like Leilehua. So it can be an issue trying to get used to it. But anyhow, we played that tournament this past weekend, and obviously, and I've discussed this before about what you want out of golf and my competitiveness and everything like that. That my goal this year was, actually it was last year, but then COVID hit, was to win Senior Player of the Year. And the way you do that is you play these tournaments, Hawaii State Golf Association tournaments. There's probably 7 or 8 tournaments throughout the year. And the person that earns the most points wins Senior Player of the Year. Or they also have it for Amateur of the Year and Women Player of the Year. But you earn points based on where you finished in the tournament. So I shot 77 on Friday, and then I shot 80. I couldn't make a putt or hit the ball straight on Saturday. Shot 80 on Saturday, and then knowing that Sunday I was pretty much out of reach of the lead and catching the leaders of the tournament, I just played for position and points for the season, and I shot 78 on Sunday, which put me in a tie for 10th place, and I end up getting 85 points for my finish in 10th, and it put me in a tie for 8th place for Senior Player of the Year. And so I ended up getting a certificate. It was like $106 and some change, which I promptly went over to the clubhouse or the pro shop and bought a new pair of shoes. So just to add to my collection of shoes, it's not like I needed another pair, but I liked them. They were the FootJoy Super Lights. They're really nice, all white. The next opportunity for points in the tournament will be at the Mid-Pac Open. And that tournament is actually put on by the Aloha section of the PGA here in Hawaii, because there are pros that come and play in that tournament also. I, however, will be playing in the senior amateur flight. So, but that will be the next tournament where we have an opportunity to get more points, and that is going to be March 21st through the 24th. I'm sorry, April 21st through the 24th. And that place is actually where all my situation started with my hand. Is I broke my hook of hammock bone on my left hand on the 3rd hole there when I went to hit a shot out of the rough with my hybrid. And I had to withdraw. Obviously, I wasn't able to play with a broken hand. But that has been kind of the beginning of, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with getting older, I guess, but a situation with my injuries. You know, my hand, I had surgery on my hands for that broken bone to remove it. So that took me out for 6 weeks. I went to the chiropractor and got adjusted, had a rib out in my back. And when he adjusted me, I had a tear in my intercostal muscle in my chest, which put me out, the intercostal muscle goes between your rib bones. And so I was out for another 5 or 6 weeks with that. And then the injuries to my fingers and my left knee, my IT band is messing up. So my knee is locking up kind of getting weak on when I make a swing. It's kind of weak, and I almost fell the other day. Yeah, so it's just been one thing after another. Then I went to get my rib healed up, and I was able to swing and play again. And so I played probably 6-7 times, and then I was having some lower back pain, and I think my ulnar nerve in my neck going down to my left arm So I went into the chiropractor again to get adjusted for my neck and my lower back. And so he adjusted my neck. And then when he moved down to my lower back, when he adjusted my lower back, that did the intercostal muscle again in my chest. Was painful. Not as bad as the first time, but it was pretty sore. And it's still kind of sore now, but I am able to swing a golf club and play without too much pain as far as my rib goes. So, I mean, obviously it probably has something to do with getting older and stuff, but I'm just dealing with these issues, one thing after another. And, it's not helping my golf scores. Obviously, I haven't been able to play a lot or practice a lot for that matter. So anyhow, I'm going to fight through them. Going to get signed up for the Mid-Pac Open. That's coming up, like I said, next month. It's also going to be during the time frame that my son is going to be here. So, but if you guys are interested, you go to the Aloha PGA section, online and download the application to play in the Mid-Pac Open. There's different flights, obviously. You can play in different things. So let's take a real quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, how about some PGA news? It's been a while. It's been 4 or 5 weeks. They've had quite a few tournaments. I'm not going to go too much into detail about each. I'm just going to give you the winners. And obviously, you probably already know these, most of you by this time. But February 3rd through the 6th, you had the AT&T Pebble Beach tournament. Tom Hogue was your winner in that tournament. February 10th through the 13th, you had the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Scotty Scheffler was your winner in that tournament. And the Phoenix Open is where they have the 16th hole. And everybody goes crazy, and it was pretty cool. I can't remember the guy's name. He hit a hole-in-one, and everybody in all those skyboxes and people standing around watching started throwing beer cans and bottles and water bottles all over the green and course leading up to the hole. It was crazy. It was it was a big mess, really. But that's kind of how they run that tournament. It's on that hole anyhow, on the 16th hole. It gets crazy. It's wild. February 17th through the 20th, you had the Genesis Invitational. Joaquin Niemann was your winner in that tournament. February 24th through the 27th, you had the Honda Classic. Sepp Straka, a name that I'm not familiar with, and he may be one of the new guys from the Korn Ferry Tour that advanced last year. But congrats to him. March 3rd through the 6th, there were two tournaments. You had the Puerto Rico Open, and that was won by Ryan Brehm. And then you also had the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and your winner in that, Scotty Scheffler. Another win, 4 weeks, 2 wins in the last 4 or 5 weeks for that guy. So congrats to Scotty on that. March 10th through the 13th, which was this past weekend, we had the Players Championship, which actually finished today on Monday. The winner in that tournament was Cameron Smith. He shot 13 under. And like I said, they finished that tournament due to weather. They had a suspension, I'm going to say Sunday. And what was crazy was, if you guys saw it, you may be able to go to YouTube and pull it up if you want to look at it. But, man, they had some crazy wins going on during that tournament. And the famous hole there is hole number 17, the Island Green. And with the winds, I guess, were like 30 miles per hour. And the hole was only 138 yards. And these guys were hitting 7 irons and still leaving them short in the water. And there were a lot of high numbers on that hole. There was guys taking quads, triples and quads on that par 3. So it's kind of, interesting to see that, see professionals like that kind of struggle a little bit, like some of the common, golfers struggle with things, not only with wind, but other stuff. But, it kind of makes them look, they're human. They make mistakes too. They're not always on top of their game. So next up is the Valspar and the power rankings for that tournament. The Valspars played at Copperhead in Tampa, Florida. A good course. We played our Golf Channel National Championship there one year. Good course, challenging. But Victor Hovland is ranked number 1 for the power rankings to win that tournament. Last year, he tied for 3rd, and he's playing very well right now. Matter of fact, he had a hole-in-one on today, in the tournament that just concluded. Number 2, you got Colin Morikawa. And this is going to be his debut at this tournament, the first time he's going to be playing in it. And then number 3, they got Dustin Johnson. Dustin, he tied for 9th last year, and he also tied the course record shooting 63, and that was with a bogey on either 17 or 18 last year. So those are the 3 top power rankings people that they have winning this tournament. Let's take another short break. We'll get into some Korn Ferry Tour news and some Brent Grant watching. After releasing a song every single week last year, Corey Gossett is dropping an album that sums up everything you may have missed. Boy Meets World is available on February 4th. Until then, go listen to the new album from C-Money Baby, Don't Forget the Baby, which includes features from Ohio's best upcoming artists Doobie and Yellow Pain. In 2022, Smart Boy Studios is leveling up their merch game. The new store, shop.smartboystudios.com, has some new products and designs. They will be dropping new designs and items every season this year. Follow at Smart Boy Studios on social media to participate in monthly merch giveaways and visit the website to get your merch now. As always, head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, new merch, and any upcoming events. All right, welcome back, everybody. Korn Ferry Tour news. Of course, we got our Brent Grant watch, and he played in Bogota, Colombia, February 10th through the 13th at the Astera Golf Championship. He started out good, shot 69, 68, had not such a good round. The third round shot 76 and then 70 to shoot even par for the tournament, and ended up in 68th place. So congrats to Brent on that. He also played the next tournament, which was the Lecom Suncoast Classic, February 17th through the 20th. That tournament, he did not play so well. He shot 70 and 72 and missed the cut. So next up, he's got the Chitimacha, Louisiana Open, which is March 17th through the 20th. And he is in the field. I did see where they listed who was going to be in the field this week, and he's in there. So good luck to Brent this week. Hopefully he plays well. All right. Well, like I said earlier, I hope everybody's been safe. Everybody's been good. Everybody's doing fine. I am fine. Call off the search party. I'm back. There'll be no more long delays like that again. Things have been, it's been a little rough getting some stuff straightened out, but everything's good to go. And, I don't know how many people are interested in doing this, but if you are a member of GHIN, which is the Golf Handicap Index Network or whatever, it's the World Handicap System now, but it still goes by GHIN in the system. You are able to pull up on their GPS the course that you're playing, and it will show you the layout of the hole, but it also shows you the greens and the putts, the breaks in the green. There's little arrows on the green showing you which way the putt is going to break. You can look at that while you're playing and see where that information is. Now, the pros are not allowed to use the green reading book anymore like that. They can draw their own, but they can't use the pre-made books that are made up. But amateurs can still use them, and I've been using them. But what I did was I went into ordered these yardage books from Amazon. They're blank. You can write in them. You can draw your own pictures. But what I did was I went to the Gin app, and then I screenshotted all the like the layouts of the holes, and then the putting map showing the breaks. And what I did was I just screenshot them, and then I printed them out into index card size, and then I taped them into this yardage book. So, and then, you know, you can write on there which course it is. So if you're interested in doing something like that, I think I want to say it's like $30 or $40 for the year for that app to be able to do that. But it makes it useful and helpful when you're trying to read a green to see which way the break goes and stuff like that. So, but I did that for most of the courses that I play, and it's come in handy. It helped me. Leilehua, unfortunately, their greens aren't in the system, so I couldn't use that. But I'm pretty familiar with their greens because I played there quite a bit, and I really didn't need it for that course. But anyhow, thanks again, guys, for checking on me though, and making sure that I had not been kidnapped or anything. So there was some, you guys sent some crazy stuff about what had happened to me. But anyhow, thank you. I appreciate your support. If there's some topic or questions you guys have, please shoot me an email at murphsplace808@gmail.com. If you are listening to this on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button. And I try to get these posted up on YouTube. It's audio only, but I appreciate your support. If you'd like to support the podcast, please go to the Anchor website. There's a link there that you can click on and help support the podcast. I appreciate you guys that do that. It helps me continue to bring content, and any money that is sent in goes right back into the show in the form of equipment and whatnot. So I appreciate your guys' support. I hope that everybody's been safe and good and working on their game, practicing. I know I've got a lot of practicing to be doing to get ready for this next tournament coming up. But if you're playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everyone.